Arabic. I took Arabic lessons, but I've forgotten almost all of it now.
Really? You study Arabic?
Yeah, I studied. So I learned the alphabet, and I
Okay.
learned a little bit of speaking. So my uncle is Egyptian. He lives in Cairo. My aunt married an Egyptian,
Really?
and they live there in Cairo.
Okay, very good. So you can visit Egypt in any time, and I will be happy to see you.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah, I haven't been. I've been 3 times, but maybe next time I come, I'll try to contact you.
Very good, very good.
Okay. You want me to introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is Rendon Ricks. I'm American. I live in Idaho, and I have this channel Tjfree that I spend a lot of my time creating videos and tutorials, teaching people how to use free software, free and mostly open source software.
Okay. What about time to launch your YouTube channel?
Okay, so I started my YouTube channel in 2009. And when I first started the channel, I did it as a hobby. I wasn't trying to make a business or really trying to make any money. So I did it as a hobby to try to just share some information for fun. I made 3 videos in 2009. So that was more than 10 years ago. And then after that, it wasn't until about 2 or 3 years ago that I started really seriously making a lot of videos. And so over the past 2 years, I've tried to do just about 1 video every day. Sometimes I don't always get a video out, but I do several videos per week. I usually make my videos in the morning time, and then I have other things that I do. But right now, this is my full-time job, is just making YouTube videos. That's all I do for work right now.
Well, what is the job before you start your YouTube channel?
So before I started the channel, I was working for my own business doing computer repair. So I worked in technology. I'd fix people's computers, just regular computers. And then I started getting into business computers, so doing servers and networking and internet installations. And I still have that company, but I don't work for it anymore. I'm just a partner in that company now. And so now I have time to just work and do video work. And I've also got some jobs doing voiceovers, doing tutorials. So someone will create a video and then I'll do the voice for the video and just read a script. I've gotten some work doing that kind of video work.
Okay, what about your study before of that?
So I did study a little bit in school. I went to school to do aircraft mechanics, so for fixing airplanes, and I also did what's called aviation management, so kind of working in the airplane industry. I started taking lessons as a pilot to learn how to fly planes, and then I shifted from that into technology, and then I actually dropped out of college. So I don't have a degree at college, at university. I just have a few 1 year of training. And it wasn't in technology. I learned everything that I know about technology from YouTube.
I am Mustafa Abdelaziz from Egypt, telecommunication engineer. Started with my YouTube channel, Saqali Courses. Saqali, my name is grandfather, so I take this name. And I use, really use your YouTube channel to more info about any program when I describe it. So what can you say about tips or tricks when you start to study program?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's actually kind of hard, as you probably also know. The audience is so wide on YouTube. You have some people that have a very little technical understanding of computers and software, than other people that are software developers and very high-level users. So I kind of tend towards teaching more at the basic level, and I assume that the person knows very little about computers. And so with that in mind, I don't know, I'm not quite exactly sure what tips, other than I try not to make assumptions about the viewer, about what they do know. I just assume that they don't know anything. And so I'll often teach people how to click. Make sure I say you right click on this and you can left click and hold and drag. So I try to teach the basic skills, and I don't assume that people know how to do those things.
Okay, so your target audience is a beginner.
I would say it's beginner. Occasionally, I'll do some more advanced things, some more advanced things in the command line, or some Linux skills or server skills. But for the most part, I try to gear towards people that are beginners and just getting started. And a lot of the software I teach is creative software. So video editing, graphic design, music creation. It's software that's creative and not so much tools that you would use in the industry or in the workplace.
Yes. Okay. Can you find reason about more views about Inkscape program in my YouTube channel?
Wait, say the question again.
Okay. First of video watch in my YouTube channel about Inkscape program. Can you find any reason for that?
But I'm not exactly sure the reason, but that's my experience as well. My number one videos are YouTube. Well, my number one videos are the videos where I show multiple software very quickly. So I'll spend 5 minutes and I'll show 3 to 5 different programs that have to do with video editing, and I just demonstrate them very quickly. Those are my most popular videos. But my second most popular are Inkscape tutorials. So that most of my views are in Inkscape. I'm not sure why. It could be that Inkscape is a really versatile tool. You can do a lot of different things with it. Some people like to use it for even making physical objects like laser cutting and vinyl cutting and printing. And then other people use it for web design and creating logos, creating T-shirts. So it's a tool that can do so many things. So I think it's a very popular tool, which would make sense why YouTube videos are really popular about Inkscape.
Okay, when anybody speak with you about open source software or closed source software, how can you take this man to open source software line?
I think a lot of it just has to do with information. I think the biggest hurdle that open source software has right now is that people don't know about it. It's not that they know both sides and they choose closed proprietary software. I think people just don't know that there's an option. Almost everyone that I talk to in person, in real life, they always are very surprised when I tell them that there's an alternative that's just as good as Microsoft Office. They can be using LibreOffice and it does almost everything that they would want to do. They're just surprised and maybe even skeptical. They think it might be a scam or they don't believe it. So people just don't know. And I think that's because a lot of open source projects don't have a big marketing budget. They don't have billboards and television commercials and even web advertisements as much as some of the proprietary software. So information, I think, is the biggest way. Just let people see it and use it, and then they can make the choice. And I think a lot of times they'll choose the open source version.
So can I say open source software equal closed source software?
Yeah, in many cases it does. I use the example of LibreOffice. I would say 99% of the time, if you're a student or if you're an educator or in a business setting, you should be using LibreOffice. There's really no reason in my mind to use Microsoft Office. I know there are some very special situations where it has some features that are very, very advanced that not very many people use. But most people use an Office software to just write a letter or to do something very simple. And same with video editing software. Some of the Adobe products or the more advanced video editors have very, very specialized tools. But for the average user, a free video editor like Shotcut or Olive Video Editor or Kdenlive can do everything they would ever want to do. And it's a lot of times easier. So yeah, I would say that they are equal. For most cases, anything you can do in a proprietary software, you can also do in open source software and vice versa.
Okay. Can I ask you about your video editing used any software for for videos?
About the software that I use?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, for the past 2 years, I've been using Shotcut. I also really like Olive Video Editor, but it's still very new and emerging, and some of the features aren't fully developed yet. But Shotcut, the reason I like it, on my computer, it renders really fast. I can use CPU and GPU. It's just quick and easy for me. Before I was using Shotcut, I was using Kdenlive, and I also really like Kdenlive a lot too. Kdenlive when I need more advanced features, I'll go to Kdenlive to do some editing. But for most of my videos, I do a very simple, I add an intro, I do my video, I add an outro, and I'll either adjust volume, and that's almost always what I do. And Shotcut's a very good, fast way to do that.
Okay, about thumbnails, you used Inkscape or another program?
Yeah, Inkscape. Let's see. I use Inkscape for so many things. A lot of my video work, like I have some tutorials that I do where I'll, in the video, I'll pause the screen for a second and I'll make a circle around a part of the screen. I do that in Inkscape. I'll actually take the screenshot and bring it into Inkscape and edit it. Almost anytime I draw on the computer, it's in Inkscape. Even if I'm doing something that's more of like a CAD application, like drawing an engineering document, I'll try to do that in Inkscape. So I use it for almost all of my drawing. I use GIMP a little bit just for changing a size of an image is almost all I'll use GIMP for. If I'm working with a photograph, I like to use Darktable instead of GIMP because it has so many more features and it's very much more powerful. So between Inkscape and Darktable, I almost never have a use for GIMP.
Okay.
But those are the design programs that I use.
Okay. About now, about subscriber in your YouTube channel. How many?
So I just reached 100,000 subscribers. The subscriber count is very interesting because for a long time I had less than 100 subscribers, and then I started getting more and more. And 2 years ago, I think I had like 20,000 subscribers. So it's really going up. Right now, I'm getting 15,000 subscribers every month. So it should grow. I think I'll maybe have, conservatively, I'll probably have between 200,000 and 300,000 a year from now. If I keep on this trajectory, I may have 1 million in 2 or 3 years. So it really is a curve with the subscribers. But yes, I have just over 100,000 right now.
Okay. If I start for 1 year and now I have 1,000.
Well, I think I was looking at your channel. You have you have 1,500, right? 1,500. Is that what you have?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good. That's better than my channel did. One thing to keep in mind about YouTube is that when I started my channel in 2009, and YouTube was still, it wasn't very popular. It was pretty popular, but it wasn't nearly as popular as it is today. So it's much more difficult for people in YouTube today than it was 10 years ago. So part of my success is just timing. I was lucky to start my channel early. If I was starting my channel today, I would have to work a lot harder to get as many views because there's more people you're competing with. A lot more people are producing content today.
Okay, you can have a schedule for start YouTube for videos, or you do that with not scheduled.
When I started my channel, it wasn't scheduled, but now I do have a schedule. I have a lot of videos. You know, honestly, I make a lot of videos that I don't put on YouTube. I probably make 1 video a week that doesn't make it into my channel, or that I'm still working on. So I have a list of videos, and I'll just go through the list. The next videos I want to make are Blender tutorials I'm working on right now, and also OBS, for using OBS. There's some really good tutorials for that, I think.
Okay.
I also want to talk about technology and cryptocurrency. So I think I'm going to do a series on showing the basics of using cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay, very good. I see more videos about Blender, but I can say it's not for beginner. So you can describe it for beginner or what?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I want to do. There's very few beginner tutorials because it's such a complex program. So what I really want to try to do is focus on somehow trying to teach it to a very beginner so that a child could learn it, or my grandma, like someone who doesn't know computers. It's hard to do, but I think I have a good plan of reinforcing those concepts and not jumping into a lot of different parts, focusing on one part at a time.
You can ask any question for me, and I then ask your more questions.
Yeah, I was wondering. So I'm curious about your line of work. You said you have a degree in an engineering degree. Is that correct?
Yes.
What type of work have you done in the past, or what type of work are you doing now?
Okay. It's very difficult. I work for 8 hours per day. So I go to my job and then study software or any program I can believe it's more interested about that. So and then start to record and edit video and launch in my YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. And I was looking at your channel. You post a lot of you post several times a week, multiple times a week. Is that true?
Yeah, I can say I have one video per week, but sometimes I can do more.
Okay, very cool.
But
and it's all in it's Arabic. Is it all Arabic?
All my program describe in Arabic language because I am Egyptian and all target audience speak Arabic.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, for example, with my channel, there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people in Europe and in America that speak English that teach about software. How's the competition for your type of channel in the Arabic language? Are there a lot of people, or are you one of the main ones?
I can say I didn't see any YouTube channel describe open source software with Arabic language.
Oh, okay.
So I'm free.
Well, that's very good. But that's a good position to be in.
Okay, but it's more complicated about target audience. So all target audience use closed source software, not open source software. So I take more info and more posts in Facebook page, more speaks for all time speak about that with people to can explain open source software is very, very flexible and very, very powerful tool to can do more things. So when I start about first 3 months or 4 months, fell down and shut down all my videos, stop for 2 weeks because it's no views, no subscribers, no anything. So I think about it. It's a loss of time, and I need another choice. So stop for 2 weeks and speaks with more people about that, and all of them say you can complete and you can say this message for another people. So I complete.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really cool. In some ways, you're maybe in the same position that I was 10 years ago, because I was one of the first ones to do it 10 years ago. But now, maybe for your language and for your target audience, you're kind of an early person in this space to be teaching. Is that true?
Yes. You can look or you can see my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I was gonna pull it up. Let me check over here real quick. I think you sent me a link to it.
Okay, I can say send.
Yeah, I see it. I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. What you can say about your first look in my YouTube channel?
Okay. Um, I like it. I like the banner ad that you have, or the what's it called? The
Banner.
banner with the yellow. I think it looks good. Did you
Okay.
design that in Inkscape?
Yes, in Inkscape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Logo
It looks
and
really good.
banner with Inkscape.
Yeah, I like the banner. Um, Let me look at the thumbnails real quick. Your thumbnails look really good. You have bright colors on your thumbnails of the video, so that looks really good. For me, I have the Arabic and the English. Did you also put English on the title?
Yes,
It
sometimes
looks like
sometimes
so you have Arabic at top and English at the bottom.
sometimes use Arabic, sometimes use English.
Yeah.
I used Inkscape for that for thumbnails, and use background software in this thumbnail to can describe more about software.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like it. It's similar to on my channel. What I try to do, I do the icon on the thumbnails. I do a big icon so that people know what software it is, and then write something, the name Audacity or Scribus. Yeah, that's really cool. You got some good tutorials here, and then let me see the time on them. So looks like they're all pretty short, under 10 minutes. A lot of them.
Yes,
Which is good.
I know more beginner when used this my YouTube channel. So I take this time 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's in the range, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like the channel. Do you have a lot of comments? Do you have people commenting and you interact with people on the channel sometimes?
Now it's more effect. Yeah, it's not good now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. And on your about page, you have your Facebook and your LinkedIn. Oh, you do some on Fiverr? Do you do some work on Fiverr?
Sometimes.
That's good. Do you have playlists too? That's important. Yeah, I think your channel looks great. I think it's really good.
Okay, when I speak about my YouTube channel with friends and with consultants, yeah, somebody say you need to stop and use market to describe or to introduce software, and somebody say you can consist YouTube, and this is a marketing. What can you choose about to?
Are you saying? Are you talking about external marketing, like marketing the video on Facebook or with ads? Is that your question?
No, I ask about stop in YouTube and market this content, or consist and leave market.
Yeah, that's a good question. So, is your channel monetized right now? Do you have ads on your videos?
No, I still have 2,000 hours. 2,000 hours.
Oh,
so
I see. Okay.
I need 2,000 hours to can do that. But I have more than 100 subscribers.
Yeah, 1,000 subscribers. Yes. You would probably want to do ads. Let's see. I have a channel. I think I have a smaller channel that has maybe like 5,000 subscribers, and I make like $30 in 1 month from the ads on it. It depends though. You have a lot of the content like I have on Tjfree, which is the type of content that people come back to even after several years, and they'll watch it again. So I think with your content, you could probably make $100 or a couple hundred US dollars per month within the next year. And I think that's a good idea to put ads on, maybe an ad at the beginning. I don't like the channels that stop the video in the middle and do ads. I was just saying, yes, it could be an option to add to put ads on the video, and I think that's a good way to go.
Okay, about Facebook ad or YouTube ad?
I think YouTube ad. So I don't do Facebook ads. I think that the YouTube has a really good system for monetizing the channel, and they choose the ads for the viewers. So if you're going through the Google ads on YouTube, I think that can be a good way to go.
Okay, you have a Facebook group for Tjfree or not?
I do have a Facebook group, but it's not very popular. I have a Instagram, Facebook. I even have TikTok, but none of them are very popular. YouTube is by far the most popular.
My last question, your mic used, what's type?
So the mic, I don't know if you can see this one here. This is the blue snowball mic.
Okay, thanks for this interview, and
Okay, very good.
I need if you have any time to can do that for the second time. Any time you can do that, and really I appreciate your work in your YouTube channel.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate you reaching out, and I'm glad we could have this conversation. Maybe we can chat again sometime, and we'll keep in contact over the email.
Yes,
But
sure.
good luck on your YouTube channel. Everything
Yes.
looks great, and I wish you the best of luck in the future on your YouTube channel. Okay, hey, have a good evening, my friend.
Thank good luck.